Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and their
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Come on in, you guys. We're coming on early. We're just going to get some things. We're going to touch on just whatever's going on in the Naziah Harris case. You guys, the topic is Naziah Harris case. Will Jarvis tell what happened? Okay, so I believe Roxy had made a comment like mosquito bites something, and so we don't really know what she's talking about. Because to be honest with you, and I said this once before, some people go after Roxy, some people support Roxy. We don't know. I thought she was doing a good job as far as staying on, letting everybody know that's her cousin, she's missing. But Roxy wasn't there when Naziah came up missing, So we definitely can X her out the equation as far as, what happened to Naziah. I think she said she hadn't seen the girl since she was like 2 or 3 years old, And I get that. I can't even bash her for that, because we all know that we've got, nephews and cousins we ain't seen for years. We really don't even think of them like that. It's the family that's, the first cousin might be something or whatever. But, I think people in this family, she says, I just think Roxy's weird. I think she's weird too, because she was, and I just think she was a little bit desperate, but somebody was giving her information, and it was a seer or person that reads cards or something, like go over here. And you know how people be like, oh, it's such a coincidence. Well, people always, if you say main words, like I can, I'll show you how this works. I don't know if I'm gonna make a good example because, like I said, I don't have a spreadsheet to read to you guys. It's just whatever's on our mind. That's what comes out. We do it. We freestyle everything. We don't have it ready, set up, built up, ready to go. Unless there is something I want to share with you and I don't think you're gonna get it, then I go back and say, look, because I ain't got time to go back and forth with people. Everybody know how I am. I just don't. I'm not finna go back and forth with no grown woman. I'm not gonna do it. I don't even want to argue about it. I get enough of that at work, and then I come home and I get enough of that. So I'm not gonna come on here and be like, okay, y'all, let's go back and forth. I mean, you got your opinion about things. I got my opinion about things. And if I'm not rocking with what you're saying or something, to explain it to me. People be like, oh, SBI, you put me on front. I didn't put you on front. Explain it. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're saying. Tell me why you feel that way or what gives you. And then I'm not trying to, people don't really want to know the truth. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? I see Sanja Watts in the building. She was in here first, you guys. And then we got Taja Monroe in here. Rebecca's in here. Zena's in the building. Emma's in the building. Let's see. Make sure you guys hit that like button and share. Don't just be like, I say that, and then nobody hit the like button. Nobody shares. They just be like, I'm not feeling it. Why? Yeah, it's something like that. So, I do get upset when I see things that we don't support each other, But I'm going to tell you something. JT is in the building. I like to speak to individuals when my spirit tells me to speak to individuals. I don't try to down you or whatever. Some people be like, yeah, you do, SP. You be on one or whatever. I mean, I talk to Zena. Sometimes me and Zena, we don't see eye to eye about something. She don't get mad. She don't go running. Lisa Calhoun or something. We may not see eye to eye on something. And I say, what are you talking about? Where'd you get that from? What's going on? Why you say something like that? It's conversation. And you guys are just here and you're hearing the full conversation. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, my spirit tells me that, hey, somebody's in the building, speak to that person. So I'm going to speak to JT. I'm going to speak to JT because JT is not someone I know for 30, for the last 5 years. We've been on YouTube or whatever, but my spirit tells me to speak to her. So that's the only reason. It ain't because I've got some hidden agenda or anything, or she knows something. It's just sometimes my spirit say, hey, yeah, let's speak to some people, okay? So anyway, you guys, I was going to jump on another case, and I guess it's not meant for us to jump on another case because I didn't run across anything that I felt that was more important than Naziah. I love to always put her picture out there, let people know that we're still talking about, this beautiful young lady. And, we're concerned. There's still hope, And I know, some people be like, SP, she gone. And yeah, sometimes I feel that way. But sometimes I feel like she could be with somebody like, like the mama, the mama, I get the mama is on drugs. I get that. Everybody say, you get it, she's on drugs. She don't know where her child at or whatever. Happy Mother's Day to everybody in the building. Thank you very much. Happy Mother's Day to you guys too. Anybody that's a mother in the building, put in Happy Mother's Day, because Happy Mother's Day to you. So, Naziah is like, and um when I go back and I start thinking about how old she was going through what she went through. So she was 12 at the age, but she been going through this with Jarvis since she was 10 and 11. 10, 11, and 12. You know, that's young. That's real young, you guys. Put them hearts in the chat, you guys. Jay, Jay done put in the chat, we will keep Nazar in our hearts and mouths. Jay, you would think that would be the case, but it doesn't happen like that. It really doesn't. I hate to say it. It don't happen because I'm a firm believer. I see it when it's starting to, die down, that there's another case and another child. And yes, we do got to move on, because when we don't have any new information and we don't have the family speaking or talking or whatever, it bothers me. But I want to share my thoughts with you guys, because I think about things, and I think about why is it that, and I'm not coming after this young lady. We don't know nothing about the woman that Jarvis was living with. They had a house together. They had a home together. He actually came home. You guys, that's what I want to talk about, because we really did not speak on that. And I want you guys to know, if you don't know, if you don't remember, we all thought at the beginning of this, like, where do Jarvis live at? He's popping in at this hotel, this motel, that motel, and then the timeline don't make sense. And he got a home. His fiance came on the stand and said that he didn't live with her, and she asked him, when she took him to jail to turn himself in, the fiance, you guys, she said, "Where's your phone?" And he said, "I left it at home." Okay. Then the defense or the prosecutors, I don't know which one, asked her, "Where is his home?" And she didn't give the address, but she gave the street, Wilshire or something. Wilshire. Okay. So as you listen to more of the preliminary, Wilshire is where this young lady lived, named Angel. We know nothing at all about Angel. We have no clue what Angel looked like. We have no clue where Angel works. We do know where Angel lives. We do know she changed her number. But we also know that Jarvis and Angel lived together. And Angel had a gun in her house that belonged to her. Now, Angel ain't broke no laws or anything. She got a gun. And that is not a bad thing, you guys, because, I ain't breaking laws. I've got one or two, Her name is not really Angel. Her name is really Angela. She goes by Angel. Okay, Renee? I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. Renee. But this Angel that he lived with, I distinctly remember when the fiance was on the stand, the fiance said, uh he told me he left his phone at home. And so they say, "Where's home?" And she's like, "It's on Wilshire." And they was like, "Oh." The one thing about it is they say, "Oh, you been over there before?" And she said, "Yes." And so they're like, "Oh, but she's this detective, She done waved this phone in front of his face when he's been asleep. She done took a picture of his phone and put two phones together, trying to figure out what this man is doing. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you guys something. And it's just true. And we always talk about these red flags. Let me tell you something, and it's just true. You really don't have to do all of that to know you in a relationship with some really goofy stuff. You ain't got to. If you even think about that, you got to do all of that. Guess what? Huh? Uh, only two things you got to do. You ain't got to go clapping phones together and waving it across people's face and trying to be this, encyclopedia Brown detective and you know Murder She Wrote and all this other stuff. You ain't got to do all that to figure it out. The minute that you got to do that or you think about doing that, guess what? Something's wrong, right? Something's wrong. If you look hard enough, you thinking, "Oh, I'll catch this man. I'll catch this ninja." Something's already wrong, you know, because you're not feeling safe and comfortable in your relationship. And then people be like, "Oh, that's because I was in a battered relationship before prior." Or the men that I've dated before, they were liars. And I see little things that remind me, he done parked around the corner and, he comes and go when he wants to. He comes over at 10 and then he leaves at 2. That's a booty call. That's all that is. If you come in that late, you didn't come over for dinner because dinner was at 6, 7, and 8. It is not after 8. And you want to lay down, cuddle, you want to get a little bit, and you want to, boom, you're out. Okay? The person is not coming over going, "Hey, let's get up." It's actually when people have jobs and this person has a job that, you want to go ahead and go to bed. You want to go ahead and go to bed so you can get up for the next day and get things taken care of. Hey, Rebecca, how you doing? Hey, Diane, what's going on? So, yeah, anything after 10 o'clock, my mom would always say, don't let no man come over no 10, 11 o'clock because he's only coming over to get some booty. That's the only reason. He don't want to talk about how your day was. He don't care how your day was. It's like you can't come at a decent time to the house. You done bought me this ring, and I only see you at 10 o'clock at night. And I know you work all day, baby. I know you work. Yeah, but SP, he's a mechanic. He gets off work late. Let me tell you something. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes it's a hit and grind. They got to be late, 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 late. But you ain't got to be late. But only but 2 nights you come over. And then when you do come over, you coming over at 10, 11, 12 o'clock, 8, 9 o'clock. I'm going to tell you something. I will not let a man come visiting me at no 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. I'm not going to do it. And that, and then that's where you see where you letting in critters that you don't need to. Hey Tina, I see you in the building. What's going on? When you let critters in your home after certain times of the night, like they just want to come over 10, 11 o'clock, they set up, watch some movies or whatever. Y'all go in the bedroom. I mean, okay, the kids are asleep, the kids are in the bed or whatever. And then he gets up at 2 and 3 and leave. He ain't getting up 2 and 3 and leave because he respects you. If he respect you, he wouldn't come at no 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Exactly, Rebecca. Come over at 7 and be gone at 10. That's it. I'm going to tell you something. I seen the prosecutor said, and they were arguing about Jarvis's rights, and they didn't read him the second day, and they just told him he's still under the same rules and laws and regulations that they already read the rights. But if they want him to read the rights, and he's like, no, we ain't got to do that. And so the defense for Jarvis said, you guys were told not to question him, and you went down and questioned him anyway. And the prosecutors say a lawyer do not have the right to stop us from questioning him. If we ask him, can we question him? And he said, yeah. Yes means yes. And so the prosecutor said, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. I you know what? I did not think that this woman had this kind of mannerism in her whole body, because she looked a little fragile. The prosecutor, the woman that's asking all these questions and everything. I know when she got mixed up or something, but when she was talking to the judge, she told the judge, she was like, hey, it's no law that a lawyer can they can tell their client not to talk, but if they talk, they can talk. They talk. And she says, and it was on something whole different or whatever. And so the defense attorney was like, you judge, they asked and we said, no, you cannot talk to our client. You can still talk to the client. If you ask the client, can we talk to you? And the client said, yeah. We bring him down. Oh, did y'all take him? Was he on his floor? She said, I don't know what his floor was. That's what Sharon Jones says. What is his floor? What is his floor? Like, he got a whole floor that's his? I don't know what his floor was. I don't know where he came from. Whoop to whoop to whoop. So the prosecutors turned around and said, there's no law against asking him to talk, and the attorney says no, and the client says yes, and start talking. When the client start talking, we get to recording and we get to asking questions. She basically said, this is what she says. She said, there's no law about it. And that's it. That settles it. She wasn't finna argue no more. Man, I'm going to tell you, you guys, man, when that woman said that, and she says, that's it. She wasn't talking to the defense attorney. She was talking to the judge, like, judge, this is not no rule, law, regulations, and I don't even know why we're discussing it, and that's it. Let's stop all this smoke and mirrors. Let's just keep going. He's just talking about something like he know what he talking about, and you know and I know that he can tell us no. We go to the client says yes, then guess what? We get to talking and asking questions. He's sitting there talking about, we didn't give you permission, and we literally told you no. She was like, I know what you told us. But he said yes. And when she said that, I was like, "You go, girl. I like it like that." And then she basically said, "We're not even going to talk about it." She's like, "That settles it." She said, "That settles it." And she sat down and she looked at the guy that was attorney that's next to her. I said to myself, somebody got a little spine in there. Got a little spine in there. So, but anyway, things like that makes me happy. But at the end of the day, happy Friday to you too, Danielle, Diane Harris. What's going on? Uh, People will always try to, okay, let's get them off of talking about this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. But let's get them away. When they're hot on something, the defense would always come in bringing up, questionable stuff that doesn't even make sense or whatever. And this was just not a trial. It was just a preliminary. It's for the indictment to see if it would go to trial. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. You know, it's a lot going on in this case. It's a lot. Roxy, she making little comments, and everybody's like, "Oh, Roxy said," and I'm like, "Well, Roxy, whatever Roxy said, just go out and say it. Why would you say so? Because you don't, you just throwing something out there, and us as the community is going, okay, because we do know Roxy was out there hitting the grind. I'm not saying she didn't make $1 or $2 on some balloons or some cupcakes. So what? I You know what? If my grandchild was missing, and Roxy wants to throw a whatever, a balloon release, or a visual, or happiness, life, whatever she wants to do to get some awareness out there, get people to still talk, I'm all for it. But that's me. And this is not my child, but that's me. And if she made $1, $100, or even if she made $400, $500, I would still not have a problem with her. I seen her out there. She was out there hitting the payment. She sure was. She was. I can only tell you what I seen. She was asking this psychic, "Hey, where do I go? Tell me." She was crying. The police came. She was crying. She was sitting there going, "Hey, I'm at this house. Get Tammy." She was looking for Tammy. Tammy. Y'all, where Tammy at? Get Tammy in here. Tammy, am I at the right house? Tell me this, that, and the other. And the police looking at her like, is this woman freaking real? Is she? She done lost it. She's like, I know it sounds weird or anything, but she was right about this, or she was right about Tammy was right about that. You guys, we could be right about some stuff too. I could sit there and say, okay, you guys, I read cards and I read people's spirits and I read this and read that. Okay, if Tammy is so great though, Tammy, just tell us where she at. And if you believe in Tammy, take that little $200 that you made and let Tammy fly to Michigan and show you where she at. Everybody in the chat, and I'm pretty sure it was 200 to 300, 400 people. Everybody in the chat, donate $1. No. Let's make sure Tammy gets there, and let's make sure Tammy gets back. Everybody in the chat, donate $2 so we can buy Tammy a ticket, so Tammy can go to Michigan, get a room. We ain't got to put her in the Ritz or anything, but get a room, and Tammy can show. See what I'm saying? Okay. But they were doing a lot. And I'm not saying it was just a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were just, I don't know. All I know that they were on the grind. They were on the street. They were knocking on doors. They were in the woods. They were going to places that I don't definitely wouldn't want to just walk down these bad streets and these broken down homes and these abandoned buildings and looking for someone hollering her name. Naziah, Naziah, Naziah. Let me tell you something, you guys. 90% of you guys ain't never went on a search before. Never have. Never looked for a child. Never. We basically be on this internet talking some mess. But if you've ever been on a search before, you're walking in places that you wouldn't walk. You're tired. You're drained. Go a little further. Could the child went this way? Could have took the child that way? You never know what you're gonna come up on. Hey, woke to God, how you doing? I see you in the building. And yeah, I've been right here in my own town. They had this, and I think you guys, some of you guys, I know Sonia Watts was here, Lisa was here, my Maz was here. I was like, hey, you guys, they just put an Amber Alert out. It's probably 3 miles away from my house. We didn't have Diesel at that time. We had Suge, but Suge was, on his last leg. And shoot, I think I was talking to Tina Powers, or I was talking to somebody, Freddie, Tina, Sanja, woke the guy. I was talking to somebody, and I said, I got to go. I'm going to go help. It's down the street. And I had to go to work that day. I threw my clothes on, and I think it was woke the God. I don't know. I threw my clothes on, and that was the last search I went to. But I threw my clothes on, drove down the street, didn't have no gas, so I got to stop and get gas. And I'm racing to where they at because I know exactly where they at. So I'm pulling in, and the people looking at me, and I'm like, where's it? Where they think the baby is, And I'm looking for. I knew the child's name because they said it on the Amber Alert. Okay, I get there. They're thinking that I'm family of this little boy that is autistic that has walked away from his house. They think I'm family. I don't know what made them think that. We had just got Diesel. Diesel was just a baby, but Diesel couldn't go nowhere. But they was like, go over here. The family, they over here. They showed me exactly where the house was. I pull up. I was like, okay, where was the child last seen? Come on, tell me, somebody, and everything. And they was like, he went this way or such and such. And I'm in my car and I'm gone. They let me know what he was wearing, and all this other stuff. Let me tell you something. I'm riding in my car. I didn't get out and walk. I went to places. I looked in dumpsters. I was looking between apartment complexes. I was looking at everybody that drove around. I was hoping this child didn't cross the street. We're looking for this child. And your heart is, beating because you don't know what you're going to come up on. So that ended well, you guys. It ended well. I literally was out there, ran out all my gas. I was over there by the airport. I was just going in the stores. Have you guys? I didn't have a picture of the child or anything. I'm just looking for anybody that had what he had on. And I didn't have a team. I didn't have a dog. I just knew what he had on, and this was an artistic child that is missing. Not like somebody adopted him. He just missing, like he doesn't know how to read, or he doesn't know. I don't know if he's nonverbal. He can't really speak to you. But all hands on deck. I'm in a whole another little county, to where I had to go to. I got there quick. So what I'm saying to you guys, I didn't find the child. You guys, I didn't find the child. I looked for 4 or 5 hours. It's draining. Didn't have water. I was hungry, running out of gas. That's a lot of work. So when people, I don't come for Roxy because I've never went and searched, then maybe I could sit back, be a backseat driver and tell somebody where to go and what they need to do, woo to woo to woo. But been there before, done that before. You don't do it for clout. You do it hoping that you're going to get some kind of result, a shoe, a sock. Somebody say they seen the child and whatever, It's all worth it. It's all worth it. So I don't never say, and so when people get mad at me because I don't bash Roxy, I don't bash her because I've seen her out there on the grind. That's why I don't bash her. I just don't. And I'm not a bashing person anyway, If I misspeaking to anyone, it wasn't on purpose. Oh, okay. When you are searching for a child, it is a lot of work. But in the end, it's worth it. Yeah, it's well worth it. And when I had to leave because it's like 40 minutes and I got to be at work. So I got to go home, get some, ain't seen my own family, didn't cook nothing, ain't cleaned nothing. I've been out searching for this kid. Anyway, hey, Phyllis, how you doing? I didn't find the child, but I went. And I went to work because I had to go to work. I can't miss work. I had already been out there for 4 hours. I literally kept going up and down every street, running into the same people. We're looking at each other. You see anything? No. Like we're all hearts is we got to find this child. Anywho's, I went ahead and went to work, you guys, and it was on my heart. And I told my husband about it before because he comes home and he's like, honey, no dinner? No dinner. I was out looking for this kid. What kid? And I told him, I said, they had this Ember Alert. He said, oh, I heard it. It came on my phone or whatever. I said, I went out searching, honey. I went looking. And he's like, oh, okay. He looking at me like, my wife is crazy. She's crazy. She's fixated on finding a child. Like why is she? You cannot unwire a person that is what their spirit has told them. They don't know how to do it. Like I tell people all the time. So when you talk to these people that says, okay, you got to go to this white bill. I'm not saying it's not true, you guys. I'm just saying, hey, when your spirit talks to you, it's going to be as clear as crystal what you need to do. You do make a difference. You make a difference. So you don't know if you're going to be that person. You don't know why God sent you to do what you need to do. And people can criticize, but you were out there looking. And I felt like I let this child down. I don't think we had Diesel at the time. So it literally had to be 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, because Diesel's 2. Diesel's finna turn 3, though, in July. Diesel's birthday is my birthday. I think that's when we got Diesel, but I don't think that's his birthday. I think Diesel's birthday is like July the 1st. No, it would be 6 weeks before. So I think we brought Diesel home on my birthday or something. Or did we make the phone call? I don't know. Anyway, we just do it July the 10th, okay? So anyway, nevertheless, I went to work and I didn't find the child. It didn't make me feel bad that, hey, nobody pat me on the back. Nobody gave me a drink of water. I didn't go live. I know that because Like I said, I was looking in trash cans. I was knocking on doors. I was going, leaving my car all in the people's backyards and stuff because this is an artistic child looking in swimming pools and everything. So I got home, told my husband, hey, no dinner. You're going to have to find you something. But anyway, I was looking for this kid, never found him. He was on the Amber Alert. My husband said, oh, yeah, I seen it and all this other stuff. I said, baby, I just had to go. I just had to go. I don't know this child for a can of paint. I don't know the family. But exactly like Phyllis says, I took action. Somebody's child, not my child, but somebody's child. And I think we all need to be like that, not just on the internet. But I mean, internet is good because one thing about the internet, it can hit every house, every iPhone, is Android, computer, tablet, laptop. I mean, state to state, country to country, city to city, neighborhood to neighborhood. It's just not, oh, you're on the corner and you're by yourself. Like I said, when that Amber Alert came out, the mothers that are concerned and saying, oh man, this child is missing, they gonna get up. They gonna get up. And I don't see no urgency when it came to Naziah. I'm sorry. I just never seen nobody urgency. Now I did see Roxy out there. I did see Mark D out there. I seen them out there. I mean, I seen them out there. They live there, they move there, they are part of the family, whatever. Mark D ain't no part of none of the family. It ain't just for content. I think he was out there looking. He out there searching. So, and it would have been different if the family would, like Shannon and Marquita was out there too. I wouldn't give a dang what you guys had to say about me. My cousin, my child. I even seen the grandma out there looking. She was going door to door. She had flyers in her hand. I seen Annette out there. Yeah, I seen her out there. I didn't see her out there alone, but I seen her out there. So I just think that when this child came up missing, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, just please. I'm not going to get mad at you. I'm not going to get mad at you if you say that I'm wrong. I just don't see no urgency when this child came up missing. And we done talked about it before. Everybody felt her. How is it we in 2025 and all the things that we have learned and seen in the history of people getting kidnapped, getting abducted, getting sexually abused, that we as a community, the family, the school, the police, the counselor, the detectives, the mother, the father, the cousins, the brother. Red flag, 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 red flag. Everything's a red flag. And nobody didn't say, hey, let me look in this tablet and see what this young lady is doing and to who she talking to. I love my kids. but I'm nosy. I'm gonna look and see who you talking to. Yeah, I'm gonna miss some things. I'm gonna miss if you really sneaky, and especially when I'm on my grind, I'll miss some stuff. But you know what? If you're doing something, it'll come back and bite you. You know. Well, SP, if you so nosy, how did your daughter get pregnant? She was young. Hey, I was on my grind. I was still putting a roof over my children's head, making sure, no pedophiles was in the house. And I told them and spoke to them. I said, I got to work and go to school or we're going to be homeless. Y'all need to be on your best behavior. Don't be doing stuff thinking because you're going to get caught up. There's always somebody sneaking around. Oh, okay. She ain't got no man over there watching over her kids. So they're always in these little girls' ears. Hey, you looking good. Hey, I'll protect you. Oh, I got $10. I'll buy you some McDonald's. I got a car. I'll take you to school. Woo, 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 woo. And I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying I was a single parent and it happens. I knew my daughter had a little guy that she called her boyfriend and all this other stuff. I even told her when you get out of school, you come straight home and da 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 and all this other stuff, And if she didn't, I start go looking. Kids get off into stuff. Kids do. But I was a working parent too. I wasn't just sitting at home. I worked a job and went to school. School was an 8-hour program all day. You there at 9, you get out of school at 5, and then you have to go to work at 6, and you get off work at 12 midnight or something. Or go to work at 5 or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was like I didn't get home from my days, for a while until 12 o'clock midnight. Key says that's why it's not good teaching kids to get money from grown folks. You're right. You're right. Rebecca said Nazia's family didn't care anything about her, just for justice for Nazia. You guys, do you guys think that Jarvis, here's the question. Lisa Calhoun said, why look for something that's not lost? Exactly. Here's the question. Please put your answer in the chat. Because Jarvis has nothing to lose but to say what happened. He has nothing to lose. Now, I'm not going to get off into the Tyreek Nickel trial because that is so upsetting. I would probably break down and start crying. I told you guys that, and before they even came out with the verdict, I said, I just can't. But when you look at stuff like that, that's happening, and you say, okay, we can watch this whole video of 5 officers mutilate, beat, kick. They did everything but stab this man with a knife till his death. Walk in the court every single day and get not guilty. That's what kind of world we live in. And it's sad. It's sad. It's a slap in the face. And I still have not looked to see what the mother had to say afterwards. I don't know if she say, oh, it's okay. I don't think she's going to say it's okay. It's hurtful. We sit back and we say, but you know what? One thing that keeps me going, you guys, I'm going to tell you guys something. One thing keeps me going. And it does keep me going. I know the words that the Lord say, vengeance be mine. We be wanting justice. And we don't see it. Jarvis, is you going to tell? Only way Jarvis is going to tell if he think that he going to get some kind of deal. Jarvis is looking at jail for the rest of his life. Phyllis say, I'm still crying. Girl, I just mentioned it for a little bit. We're not going to get into it. I can't even talk about it right now. But the Lord says, vengeance be mine. That's when it's hard, you guys. That's when it's hard. That's when you start seeing this world seem like they get the best. Things happen in their way. People that do corruptive, bad things, they get away with it. And I'm going to tell you guys something. That's when you guys need to pray harder. Eloise says, he's not going to tell. I think I said your name right. He's not going to tell reasons he will lose his life. Straight fact. Well, I'm going to tell you guys something. And I was going there and then I shifted. But remember, the fiance said that she had been over to his house before. And then they said, did you, because that's weird that this man done took this whole big grown woman over to the house that he resides with a woman. They asked her, they was like, oh, you been over there? Where do he live? She said Wilshire. They was like, oh, okay, you're right. He lives right over there in Wilshire. Then, and okay, hold on. She said, they asked her, have you ever been in the house? And she said no. But she been over there. Nine times out of 10, you know, they made it seem like, okay, Jarvis was over here at the house and Jarvis was over here at 4th and Alexandria. He's not going to be driving this girl over to his baby mama house and all of that. And I do say Angela, his baby mama, she got a baby by Jarvis. Angel, got a baby by Jarvis. Is that the 4-year-old that caught chlamydia? Is that the 4-year-old Angel's baby that caught chlamydia? Or do Angel got the 20-year-old that he used to do things with? But Angel has a baby by Jarvis. Everybody saying, huh, SP? I mean, we heard her name. I think so. I think so. I'm just trying to get how this woman, Angel, stayed with Jarvis, and these women were coming to her house. He didn't ever bring them in that we know of because, Angel works. She worked long hours. Sometimes you got a kid by this man and he might be paying the bills or help paying the bills or something. He make money every day. I'm going to tell you guys something. You guys may not think so, but Jarvis is nothing but a big trick. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He was. He was. And sometimes, if you helping taking care of the kids, one of the kids is yours or the only kid. I don't know how many kids Angel have. She can have just the one that's his or something or whatever. But they went into Angel's house. The defense tried to say in their closing that since Jarvis had came back from Islani, is he got Naziah with him, taking her here and taking her over here to this baby mama house and to that baby's mama house and to that baby's mama's house. Like this man, he done went from Islani to the shop. He's there at the shop at 8:28. They divvy up the money. At 9 o'clock, he's picking up this car, this blue car, and then he's at Wilshire. No, I'm sorry. Then he's at Pinecrest checking in at 9:30. Then he's at Wilshire. And he's calling Shannon. He called Shannon and Shannon did not pick up. You guys, that's what I want to get at. Think about it. At 10:53 p.m., Jarvis was calling Shannon's phone. Now, if he's just doing what he wants to do with Naziah, why would he be calling Shannon's phone? Why? If I don't want you to know I got your niece with me, why am I calling your phone? Why did he call Shannon's phone? Or was Naziah calling Shannon's phone? Yep, it could have been Naziah calling Shannon's phone. At 10:53. Somebody called Shannon's phone from Jarvis' phone. It could have been Naziah. It could have been Jarvis. At 10:53. Huh. That makes you think, though. That little equation right there makes you think. Jarvis' phone dialed Shannon's number at 10:53. Lisa Calhoun says, didn't Jarvis also call Nate phone too? Yep, he did. But you guys, if I'm hiding this girl and just want to, we're going to do the do, if she is pregnant, we ain't really trying to do the do, or whatever. But why would I call you? Why would I call your phone when I got her with me? I got Naziah with me. Why would he call Shannon's phone? Or why would Naziah call Shannon's phone? Hmm. 10:53. 10:53 at night, p.m. Yeah, Tina, I was so mad too. But I just stayed away from everything. So Jarvis made a phone call, 10:53. Shannon did not pick up the phone. Okay, now check this out. Naziah didn't come home January the 9th. If you get a phone call from somebody, your niece did not come home, and y'all looking for her, y'all waiting on her, why would you not answer your phone call? Why would you not return the phone call? You looking for Naziah. Shannon said she had her phone. She was calling her friends. So why would you not pick up the phone and be like, yeah, what's up? Like, even though I'm in the middle of a dilemma, some trauma, some drama, my child is missing or whatever, or my niece is missing, my cousin's missing, the baby's missing, or whatever. And I'm calling one of her girlfriends. I'm calling this family that she usually go over. And then you get a phone call and it's Jarvis. Okay. Wouldn't Let me tell you something. Wouldn't you answer? You know what? I might be in the middle of drama and my brother calls me. If my brother, my cousin, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, you guys. When I walked in and my brother passed away or whatever, and first thing I had to do, I had to call 911. After that, I'm making phone calls to the family. Hey, get over here. It's bad. What's this? Get over here now. My phone ringing. If you don't call the people that I have called, or someone calling me, especially if I didn't think about you or whatever, my fiance, which is my husband now, but if he calls me, if he at work or he at home or wherever he called me, I'm going to answer that phone and say, honey, because that's another person that'll be like, let me come and help. I'm in my car right now. I'm headed your way. You got 4 kids by this man. Why would you not answer that phone and say, my niece is missing. We're looking for her. That's a big grown man. You would answer the phone. Even if you missed the call, you would call the call back and say, hey, Naziah did not come home. We're looking for her. She didn't answer the phone, and she didn't return the phone call. But they looking for Naziah, y'all. Think about it. They looking for Naziah, didn't answer the phone, and didn't return the phone call. That don't make sense. Like Lisa said, you don't look for something that ain't lost. That girl could have drunk something earlier and she kept on going, getting sick or whatever. You guys never know. You never know. You start looking now like, dang, y'all sent her to school. She was already done drunk some stuff. Or shoot, Jarvis gave her some stuff and was like, hey, I got Naziah with me. Da, 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 da. And I'm going to tell you guys something. And you guys, there was phone calls from phones that we don't even know where the phones is at. Okay? So they probably called Shannon's regular phone, which they probably shouldn't have. Or that could have been Naziah calling Shannon's phone. This deceptive woman, mad, jealous. Shoot, she was like, whatever. You got her, whatever. She gonna leave this, I done seen what I seen and you can miss me with that. Trying to talk all street, just dumb, sounding dumb, stupid. I see what I see. You can miss me with that. He got 20 kids. He got your 4, one in your belly, and you sitting there talking about, like, how can you get mad? He lived with a whole grown woman that you know about. And all these other kids, while you having kids, they having kids too. But he called you that night. Or Naziah called you that night. Somebody called Shannon at 10:53 from Jarvis's phone. I'm going to tell you guys something, and I just feel really strong about it. And I told you guys before, when I feel strong about something, it's normally what it is. That's why when I was talking to you guys, what was it, Friday or whatever? What was it, Wednesday, Monday, or Tuesday? I was like, when we get off the live, I'm not coming back on when the trial and the verdict and all. Somebody had said something. I didn't get to see it. Somebody told me about it, and that's a good thing. But I didn't see it. I said I wasn't coming back on about the verdict because I already know. I didn't even watch the whole trial because I already know. Like, when you know, you know. Nobody got to tell me. I ain't got to sit back and go, oh, I ain't got to put a phone in front of somebody's face to know that they lying, they cheating, or they doing some stuff. You just know. You know how sometimes you could be with somebody and they be like, I dated this one guy, and actually I'm married to him now. And he's like, you won't know. The only way, like people would think, if you ever catch me cheating, you got to put your hands on them while they cheating. Like, they at the restaurant, and then you come up and say, hey, what y'all doing? Or whatever. That's not me. That's not my forte. If my feeling gets so strong, we're not even going to talk about it. I'm done. Because I shouldn't have that. You shouldn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some women and people be like, oh, she just jealous. She just such and such. You must have made her that way. She didn't come in this relationship being jealous. You guys, you get what I'm saying? Like if everything is on the up and up, why am I feeling this way? Why I have to ask you where you been? What's going on? You just couldn't tell me, oh, I was over to such and such. Oh, I had to put this together. Oh, I had to work on this car. Oh, I had to go do this for mom or whatever. Some people be like, you got to put your hands on me to tell me that I was cheating. Let me tell you something. I'm really ain't going to wait for all of that. I really ain't, because people that want to cheat, they'll wait till you sleep. You have to sleep with one eye open. I will not. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. Because if you give me enough that I can't sleep, I can't work, and I'm calling, you ain't answering, and da-da-da-da-da, and all this, we don't need to be together. So when these women are putting phones in the face and taking pictures, and girl, you was at this woman's house that he lived with, and you trying to see if he cheating. He ain't cheating on you. He's cheating with you. That's his woman. Well, I'm the fiance. Girl, you got a ring. You got a ring that probably he done stole. Probably he done, ganked or whatever, or, got a little, gave a little piece of rock to, swing to for a ring. You got a ring. He lived with a whole grown woman. I'm just saying. And you trying to find out that he cheating? Shut up. Shut up. Where do you find these women at? You done went to the house. You done been there. You know exactly where he live at. And you gonna tell me he cheating? He cheating with you. You the mistress. You're not the woman. I'm the fiance. Shut up. It don't even make sense. You guys tell me something. Do that make sense? See, the fiance done went to this woman's house. Because guess what? The woman he lives with is the woman. That's the one. That's the one. I'm just saying. That's the woman. So you sitting there talking about he cheating. There's a song that's out that says our man is cheating on us. I kid you not. I remember hearing it, where this woman calls this other woman and say, hey, you don't know me and I don't know you, but I just needed to tell you that our man is cheating on us. But this woman done went to this other woman's house, didn't go in the house because you know better. You know what I would have did? If like you my man and you taking me somewhere and you say, hey, I'll be right back. I'm finna go in the house to get something or whatever. I'll be like, okay. And as soon as you hit that door, I'm at the door. Hey, what you doing? I got to use the bathroom. Well, come on. No, I got to use the bathroom now. I got to, hey, if this is your house, why I can't use the bathroom? You mean you done brought this woman to your house where you lay your head at, told her this is where you live. Guess what? He told her the truth. But you looking to see what's in his phone, but you ain't looking to where he lay his head at when he leaves your house at 2:00 in the morning every day. The devil is a lie. Girl, please. These women know exactly that they are the side chick. Even though you're the fiance, you're the side chick. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care. She's like, I ain't got no kids by him. Girl, you just dodged the bullet. Because he was probably coming after your kids. Hmm. Tina, I believe, Tina says, I would have been asking Jarvis questions if I would pick up the phone. Have you seen Nazaya? Have you heard from Nazaya? Well, Shannon didn't pick up the phone. They must have called her from another phone. Or she probably went to where they were at. Because usually people be like, hit my phone. I'm not gonna answer the phone, hit my phone, and I know when to pull up. So, because I'm gonna tell you guys something. I really don't believe that, I don't know. The evidence of the jacket and all of this other stuff is weird. It's so weird. Everything else you can just take that and put it to the side. The shoes, the onesie, you can put that to the side. But the black jacket could be hers, and I believe it is hers. But they're saying that that's not a stab from the jacket, the hoodie, because it's right in the top of the head. Now, who sits there and lets their doom, doom, doom? Blood would have. They say it was blood all over, whatever. But to stab somebody in the head, 2 or 3 times, I don't know. That's got to be a taller person, so it wouldn't have been Shannon, because she would have been stabbing. Nazaya ain't nobody to like stab like that, because Nazaya only weigh $110. Even she soaking wet or pregnant, she didn't weigh that much. The girl was small, very, very fragile. Very fragile. Crazy. You wouldn't have to do all that stabbing. You wouldn't. Something don't make sense, because you got to think about it. Okay? He was supposed to turn himself in that day. Went to court that day. So, had they not, he went to court and they was like, oh, well, we're going to let you go ahead and take care of some unfinished business or something. What court lets you just take care of some unfinished business and then you can turn yourself in February the 7th or something? You got to take care of some. You already know you was going to court and you had to turn yourself in. So he went to court that day. Had they put him in jail, Nazaya will still be here. Maybe. I think the rude awakening is going to come on King, you guys. Because I got a problem. Y'all done picked up this kid. You done told everybody that y'all done put this part on this jag, this water pump, that y'all done bought at AutoZone, that the car got towed that day, when the girl said that they had the car towed 4 or 5 days prior. So that don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. That don't make sense. Then you gonna say that y'all done drove down this street and y'all just so happened, because Jarvis was driving. So you say y'all had to go back to AutoZone. That's to cover your lie that we probably seen this car go back and forth, back and forth. That's why King said we forgot something, so we had to go back. That's why King said that. King is lying. Y'all was looking for Nazaya, and you knew it. You knew it. And until Jarvis say something, Jarvis ain't gonna be like, man, I'm gonna get you in trouble too. He's not gonna say that. But Jarvis can come out and say, when we was at Pinecrest, Shannon showed up. I called her and hung up the phone at 10:53. And Shannon showed up. Jay says, what vehicle did they leave Yipsy in? Well, King said his 300. The girls say his truck. 300 in a truck is two different vehicles. 300 is a car, and a truck is a truck. But they left allegedly in King's vehicle. See, I'm going to tell you something that I don't like about this case, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get off of here because, Jay, I'm going to tell you this. I see that they don't run this case because when they were talking to the young lady from Ypsilanti that the car don't even belong to or the house don't even belong to, but she's sitting there on the stand giving the whole clips of what happened. Because remember, King said that she went to the ATM machine to get money. Why she didn't tell us she wasn't there the whole entire time? She don't know if Nazai went to the bathroom, threw up or whatever. She wouldn't know. But you know who would know? The mama. Where's she at? Why y'all didn't have her there? What happened to the ATM? And y'all didn't have enough money because that's what King said. That's BS. This is what I say. That's bull stuff. That's a lie. Do they got pictures of this red Jag? Did they go to the AutoZone place to see if they picked up a water pump? Where they get this water pump at? At AutoZone. Okay. Here's the thing. On that particular day, the only thing they got to do, and the defense is going to do it, the only thing they got to do is call AutoZones and say, we need a readout of a water pump for a 19 or 2002 Jaguar water pump being picked up. Did y'all sell a water pump on January the 9th? Because AutoZones is AutoZone. You feel me? And if they riding down the street, you can just say, in a 5-mile radius, which AutoZone did y'all go to? Oh, the one on such and such, or one on such and such. Well, we went to all the AutoZones here in town. Wasn't a water pump picked up for a 2002 Jag that day. Let's look at King's phone. Did you even make a call to AutoZone? Now the lie thickened. Now that we know that King has lied about this water pump, and who towed this car, because they towed it on January the 9th. You say, King. Then the woman from Ypsilanti say it was towed 4 days prior. So now that you guys are lying, what else are you lying about? Okay, we can get you 5 years for just the lie that you told. Y'all said y'all went and picked up this water pump and you put it on. King never said what the something they went back to AutoZones and picked up. He was acting like it was for something. Exactly, for something. He can't remember what it was, but they forgot something. No, the reason why King said that because he didn't know if his car or the car that they was riding in, Jarvis's car that they was riding in, going up and down the street looking for Nazai. And then now That puts you now, King. We're going to charge you for accessory to getting this little girl because you didn't pick up no water pump and you guys were looking for her. And he's done said it now. You know what? King will start singing like a bird. Tweet, 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 tweety, tweet, 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 tweety, tweet. He would. He would. Jojo Poppins in the building. It was the mama's house. Why wasn't she there? Exactly. See, it's so funny how when they go to court, they be like, Judge, Your Honor, that's hearsay. We just heard from a hearsay witness. We don't want to hear from the hearsay witness. That should have been the witness. But I get it. I get it. I get it. You can't let all your ducks out at the beginning. But I'm going to say something because I seen it for myself. When they were talking to the girl from Islani, she said, the defense said, what kind of car, what kind of vehicle did they leave in? She said, King's truck. I'm sorry. The prosecutors asked, what kind of vehicle did they leave in? She said, King's truck. And then the prosecutor said, so when they left in King's car, and I said, hold on. They trying to tell her, you said wrong. You said truck. And King done already told us about a car. We're trying to make all of this add together, and you done said something out of line, and they know that we picked up on it. You guys, I'm telling you, King's lying. King's lying, that girl's lying. And, and everybody was saying, when they found out that King said they went to Islani, and he was with Jarvis, the only thing that they had to do to know why and where they were at is by his tether. Right? I'm just saying. His tether would tell them his location. His location, not Jarvis's location, but it would tell King's location. King got dropped off over there. And Jarvis got rid of the child. The child got to be somewhere in Islani. Yeah, they talked about the seating arrangement. That wasn't gonna catch him in no lie though, because she can only sit. Okay, the two men is sitting in the front, and the child is sitting in the back, where a child needs to be sitting. Underage, supposed to be under 12, supposed to be in the back seat. They're not supposed to really be in the front. But nevertheless, they take care of business. Of course, he gonna say, "Oh, she was sitting in the back behind me." Anyway, it's crazy. It's crazy, y'all. Jarvis can't tell what happened. He's sitting there in jail talking about, I don't know, and I'm getting mad. They starting to pee me off. Man, you ain't running nothing but your mouth. Please, that's stupid. Talking about, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. They starting to pee me off. That's a lie from the pit of hell. You know exactly what's going on. Now, I don't know, because some people believe he loved Naziah. No, if you love Naziah, you would have took Naziah home. Whether you were wrong in whatever you were doing, thinking what you've been doing or whatever. If you love, if you really love don't hurt like that. No, it just don't. You guys, you don't kill somebody talking about, oh, they in love. He loved her. He didn't do it. You wouldn't even put that child in that situation. You just wouldn't. That's love. So I don't know. That's what love is. Oh no, he loved her. That dude, that ninja loved himself. He's a pedophile. It's sickening. That's not love. That's sick. That's being sick. That you even think about messing around with a child. She said, who was telling him about all the race? His women. Jay, his women. You know, we ain't got to hear from Angel. Angel ain't came in and said nothing. Oh, we gonna hear from Angel though. I guarantee one of them babies got to be Angel's. And he know it too. He know exactly which child he done touched. And he know which child he done played around with. And they listening to every phone call he makes. He's sitting there like now, like he done got a rude awakening. Oh, I know that they're listening to my phone calls now, so I gotta watch what I say. Dude, anytime you go to jail, you gotta watch what you say. Anytime that you make a phone call out of jail, you gotta watch what you say. It says that all these phone calls are recorded. They're recorded. And they're going to listen to every last one of them while you sitting there trying to play on words and be like, oh. I wish you would. And I guarantee you, I promise you guys, he ain't done talking. He is not done talking. Because guess what? If he think that somebody's going to say, okay, Jarvis, we know you didn't do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tell them that you was over here or you was at my house or you called me and I picked up Naziah and Naziah was with me. They're not going to say that. But they already know that you picked her up and you did have her. Your sister validated that. That's the truth. When she took that stand and said she seen that child there at your shop, that child was with you and King. King is trying to take himself out the equation. That's all King trying to do. Oh, we went to Island. He dropped off a car and came back. I got half of the money. He got half the money. And then I had to get home. Ninja, please. You had no business being with a little girl anywhere around you. Period. Period. I have to tell my kids, I tell my husband, I tell everybody, I be like, no, you're not doing that. Why? Would you think something of me? I don't think nothing of you. I don't want to think nothing of you. I'll take her. I'll go pick her up or whatever. You have no business being with the little girl in the car going out of town. You didn't ask the parents. You didn't call and ask for permission. You had no business having a little girl with you, two men in a truck. Two big grown men in a truck and a little girl. Are you crazy? That's a mixture and an ingredients for disaster. No, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. King would be getting a business from me if it was my child. Because while you sitting there smooth mouth thinking you all that good looking or whatever, you're part of the equation. Yes, you are. You're part of the equation, and I know you are. Liar. You know exactly what happened. You know exactly what happened. And if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. King lied about the searching the fiance truck for the phone. King is straight face liar. Yeah, he is. He think he's smart. He think he's cute. He trying to be like he can protect his friend. How can you protect somebody that has taken a child out? Man, I would be like, you know what? I would be like, I tell y'all all the time, looky here. I love you. Don't come doing things and then I know about it. I tell people all the time, they be like, oh, SP. I say, don't tell me. Do not tell me. Leave me alone. I am a mandated reporter. That's the type of job I have, whether I'm at work or not. Do not tell me about what this child done did to another. Do not tell me. Do not. Oh, we're going to go do this, do that. I mean, I done canceled some people now. Y'all know. I done canceled some people. And sometimes I have to just back off and be like, hey, just pray about it. I don't want to know the details. Some people done told me, yeah, such did this. My child did that. I'd be like, well, yeah, they going to jail. And they could be mad and their child needs some help. Get that child some help. I don't think nothing bad of them or their child or anything, because I'm going to be honest with you, in every family, bull crap like that happens. It do. You see it all the time. Some of y'all want to put it underneath the rug and forget about it or whatever. That's fine. If you can, get that person some help. But just like those other kids that was in the house, they affected by all what was going on in Annette's house. Who gonna go pick up them kids from CPS and you got 5 kids? Well, 2 of them is just really brand new babies. You got a brand new baby, and then you got a little 1 or 2 year old, and then you got a little 5-year-old, and you got a 7-year-old, and then you got a little 9-year-old. That 9-year-old and that 7-year-old, you can't put them around no other kid. You can't. They're inquisitive. They adapted to that kind of lifestyle. They done seen a lot. King had said that they went back for more parts or something, he said. Exactly. So it's horrible, you guys. And then you know what? Them other kids is in a bad situation, because even Marquita's kids, and they thought it was okay. See, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. And I'm not trying to say it's a good thing, because we don't know what happened to Naziah, but we do know it looks bad. Like she's not coming home. If she do make it home, it ain't gonna be in the way we want her to come home. Like walk up and say, "Hey, I'm Naziah." That would be great. That would be great. I don't care what she done went through. That it will still be great. Get her some counseling, and shoot, we would love on that child until she grow up, because she is mentally gonna be messed up for the rest of her life. For real. She think that's what love is, and a baby or whatever. She gonna be just like her brother. Y'all don't be so mean to my grandma. And y'all be like, what the heck wrong with you? Don't be so mean to my auntie, my TT. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Phyllis says if we believe Kim, she is not coming home. She's not. If she do, she coming home in a bag. Because you got to think, somebody wanted to stage, they did something over here. No, that stuff was taken there. They didn't take her out over there. They didn't take her out over there. First of all, you guys, they always going to need counseling and a lot of prayer. Girl, they going, yeah. And if they get a hold of the wrong person, date the wrong person, that's just a whole generation of the same thing happening again to their kids. Because somebody wanted to lay down with these kids and touch these kids and play with these kids and all of that. Hey, Sylvia Williams, thank you for the super chat. She's like, hey, thank you for the super chat. Let me put this up in there. Thank you. Yes, thank you for the super chat. You guys, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. We appreciate that, Sylvia Williams in the building. It's a lot going on. Jarvis, will he tell what happened? Will he tell? It is a 50-50 chance he will tell. And the only reason that I believe he will tell, thank you, my love, thank you, is because he don't want so much time. He's got nothing else to lose right now. He's got something to gain if he go ahead and tell. Because we already know he's a pedophile. We already know. He's not going to get out of that. Those two little girls that showed up, and I say little, one of them's 20 years old, and then one of them's a little child. I'm telling you. They're going to have the kid, girl, they're going to have them kids testifying. They're going to, because that is the nail in the coffin. He's not going to get out of that. Because they didn't charge him with any other kids. They just saying, would you testify that this happened to you with your father, with your mama's boyfriend, or whatever. Hmm. And one of the situations happened way before when they had the shop at Frank's working there. Mm-hmm. That's why they talking about Frank's shop on Neff. And did the kids ever come over there? Because one of the kids, it was at Neff. They JT say they may have. Girl, it is not no may to it. They're gonna have them kids testify. She say, right, what did you see? She gonna tell them. She done already told them. They was in court and those kids done told the judge. And you can't come back and say, oh, da 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 da. Those kids told what they told. They said what they said. I seen him. Naziah had her pants off. Naziah was on top. He touched me. He put it in the back end. Da 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 da. Wow. I mean, yeah. Them kids testified. That's why Kim said, we got who we wanted. We got the main person that done this. That's what Kim said. We got him. And if anybody else was affected by this monster, this man, get in touch with me. Let me know. And I guarantee you, I promise you, with him having, they say 13 kids, they say he's got up to 22 kids, you guys, to be honest with you. So when Shannon Jones is on there talking about, they's like, couldn't he have more girlfriends? She was like, I don't know. There might be one or I don't know. He got more girlfriends. There's women that's so embarrassed, they ain't going to say nothing. They do not want people calling them, putting their kids on the stand, and all of that. And I get it. I understand. Because he need to be charged with all of them because he's done touched all of them, you guys. Okay, think about this. You love candy so much. You love chocolate so much. And somebody lock you in a chocolate factory where you got Hershey's chocolate, you got white chocolate, you got dark chocolate, you got caramel and chocolate, you got peanut butter and chocolate, you got Reese's, Butterfingers, Kit Kats. You got all the chocolate in the world. And you got to stay there all night. Would you just gonna eat one candy bar? You around nothing but women with kids. That's and it's funny how all the women he messed with, only but one ain't got no kids. Nay, she ain't got no kids. I think she's special. Not in the way that you guys want to think, but I think she's just special. She got no kids. But she ain't asking for it. Hey, buy me a Burt's purse. Buy me a Michael Kors purse. Buy me Coach purse. Buy me a Finney. Take me out to eat. When we going to the movie. She ain't asking for nothing. Just say I'm pretty. Just call me sometimes. We can screw. I ain't got no kid. That's why he wasn't spending no time with her. You ain't got nothing over here I want. He don't want no old woman with no old, I'm just going to say coochie. He don't want somebody else touched, played with, messed around with. Oh, he'll get it. He'll get it in. He'll do, Nay, she let him go raw because she ain't got no kids. She wanted kids. She was like, I wanted kids by him. because he was a good father. How do you know? He ain't took you nowhere. Why would you want why would you want kids? See, this is what I tell women all the time. You know, we'll and we all grew up like this, you know. We thought about when we get older, we will find, you know, a mate, a man, and we wanted our kids to have good hair, good complexion. You know, we don't want them to have 4C hair. We want them to have blue eyes, gray eyes, green eyes, pink eyes, whatever. We didn't want brown because the world told us brown is just common. Ain't nothing cute about brown. But if you can get a child that has green eyes or blue eyes or gray eyes or whatever, and then that four, what, I don't know if it's B2 hair or A1 hair or 4 or C1 hair or whatever. We wanted the good hair, the kind of hair you put water on and then just put a rubber band on it and you're good hair. So we only dated certain men. That's when all the light-skinned brothers got all the play. So dark-skinned women always was like, well, I can't be with a dark-skinned man because my child will come out dark. It won't have the chance. So all these women was like, here's this light-skinned brother, and he was light, and he have good hair, what they call good hair. Well, then my child, I want to have a child. I want to have a baby by. No, he didn't take you out to eat. He didn't say, let's go to church. You know, he didn't take you home. He didn't meet you to his mama. You know, he didn't meet you to his sister. You want to have a whole life with this man because he said hi. That's what Nay was about. He said hi. That's her boyfriend. You're my girlfriend. I'll call you here and there. I came over one day, bring you something to eat. He brought me something to eat. I'm hurt. She said, I'm hurt because I gave him my body. Unbelievable. I like Nay, but she been bullied and talked about. And for some reason, nobody gave her attention. So she got this guy that looks halfway decent giving her attention. And her auntie told her, something ain't right about him. She said, my auntie told me. But guess what, you guys? What do we always say? You can't tell a woman nothing. You come over here trying to tell me about what I'm doing or who I'm with or whatever. I'll be wondering, do you want him or whatever, you know? Because women don't band together the way we should band together. Like, no, I'm really trying to tell you that this, you know, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Though this man go mess around with my kid, I just leave. I don't tell the next woman, hey, you got yourself something. They be like, I sure do. I took your man. Girl, you can have him. Let me tell you something. When you run, you know, and I tell people this all the time. It's hard out there dating. It's hard to find someone that is more compatible to you. It's hard. You can't just date anybody. You don't know if they will sleep with your child, your daughter, your neighbor. I have dated men and I sit back and I be like, dang, I don't know. You know, they really, every time when my friend come over, they just so nicey. Or my kid come over, they're so nicey. Or whatever. They got nothing nice to say about me, but they got everything nice to say about somebody else or whatever. I tell you what, it don't be long. They out. Get out of here. Kenya is in the building. Why won't you talk about Annette? Her firstborn baby is by Jarvis when she was 15 years old. That was his first offense. Was arrested for 10 years as pedo. Jarvis is older than Annette. Jarvis is older than Annette. This communication. I don't know what you're talking about, Kenya. Annette's first child is not by Jarvis. Why would you say that? Annette's first child is not by Jarvis. What made you say that? Kenya, what made you say that? Talk to me, sweetheart. Jarvis, her firstborn. Why won't you talk about Annette? Her firstborn baby is by Jarvis. Annette's first baby is not by Jarvis. I know that for a fact. I don't know if you was in here when we went over this communication can be seen and heard on her first interview or interrogation. She told Zai's story from her start line. No. Kenya, Jarvis' first baby, when Jarvis was 15, is not by Annette. No, ma'am. I'm not trying to go against what you're saying. I'm just trying to say it in a real delicate way, because we honor when people come in here and give us information. But I know the person that Jarvis had his first child by, and it's not Annette. Annette do have a baby that when Annette was young, but it's not by Jarvis. And we even put out who was the child and where the child live at and where the child is at. But it's not Jarvis' child. Actually, if you go back and you find out, and I think his name was Anthony, and Gamble, Eric, it's more likely Eric or Eric's brother is the father of Annette's first child. Okay? It's nothing to do with Jarvis. All right. Anyway, so Annette is older than Jarvis. Annette is older than Jarvis, but she ain't had no baby by Jarvis, you guys. That's a whole different woman. Okay? But it's definitely not Annette. And you probably got that from some other channel or something, but that's not so. Anyway, you guys, we've been on here for a while. We're going to get on off. If anybody got anything that they want to talk about, let me know. Let me know in the chat, and we'll come on and we'll talk about it. I'm going to try to if you guys want me to look into something, I'll look into something on Naziah. If not, we're going to try to keep her name out there. We're going to keep up what we believe. Kenya is now a new member. Thank you for being. I don't even think we got our new members thing in there. Thanks for becoming a new member. Make sure that you hit that like button. Now let me see if we still got our new members thing up here. I don't think we do. I think we took it out. I'm sorry. But we'll do a super dance for you though, because you are a new member.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Kenya. Kenya in the building is now a new member. She's a Warriors for Children, you guys. Thank you. See, you see how how you guys, that's how you do it. You come in here, just come on in here, and if Kenya wants me to go over that information, that we can definitely go back into that, and you guys can see who uh and I was talking to somebody just 2 days ago about the person that has Jarvis's first child. And Jarvis was 15 when he was sexually involved with an older woman. Now, I'm not saying he wasn't never involved with Annette. I'm not saying that. She says Annette went through her interrogation already. You can type it in the search bar, Annette's interview. Okay, I'll do that right now real quick. Let's see what you're talking about. Let's see. Annette's interview. I don't see anything that comes up with Annette's interview. How else would I get Annette's interview? Let me see. Annette Harris interview. Meet you on the moon. Meet me on the moon. Oh. Phyllis Heyman. Yeah, see, we're not going to get. Okay, hold on. Let me see right here. Let me see. Annette Harris interrogation report and finding. CCA interview Annette Harris. December the 27th. This is December the 27th, 2023. She provided the following information. Miss Harris was not home when Officer Bell fatally shot her dog, Rhino, at her residence. Miss Harris' neighbor informed her that the police shot her dog initially. She thought there was an incident with someone who got bitten. However, no one was bitten. Neighbors attempted to intervene, but the police prevented them. Animal control took Rhino to animal care. When she went to pick up her dog, they said she needed to take him to the hospital, which she did. At the hospital, staff informed her that Rhino had passed. Miss Harris advised CCA that Rhino lived peacefully with her and her kids. never caused any issue, and was a cherished companion to her 9-year-old grandson. Her dog was not raised for aggression but as a family pet. She expressed confusion and frustration about why he was shot 3 times, including in the leg and spine. The man who was working in the house was playing with my dog yesterday. That person was there before, had no issues, but then suddenly they had an issue that day. Miss Harris was not charged for a loose dog. Okay. Officer Bell stated he was dispatched for an aggressive dog and one of the workers being struck on a ladder. When he arrived on the scene, his partner couldn't even go up to the porch to try to knock on the door. The dog was extremely aggressive. Officer Bell, hey Sylvia, thank you for becoming a new member. Let me see. This is about a dog being bit. This is all about a dog. This is nothing. Let me see here though. This is all about a dog. Vicious dog. She mad that they took her dog out. But that's all. It's 13 pages. It's 13 pages. But that's not even it. Okay, you guys, we're finna get off of here because I'm not seeing what she is talking about. And Kenya, it's a song. Yeah, I seen it was a song, a beautiful song. I seen that. Kenya, if you want to run that anytime that you want me to see something or read something, this is my number right here. You guys can reach me at this number right here. Or you can text it to me and we will go over it. We will go over that information. But here it is real big so you can see it. You can text that number. Even the new member, Sylvia, became a new member. We're going to give you a super chat dance before we get out of here because we love you like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You guys, I'm going to get off of here. If you guys want to send me something, we can go over it because we don't discredit. We just look into the information that you guys give us. We go over it. We try to see what is true, what is more likely than to be the truth. If we find some truth in what you say, we come on here. I would love for you guys to get engaged, get involved. Tell me what you find. Tell me where you find it at. Let me read it out because we're invested in this case, you guys, with the Naziah case. We are invested. So, you know, if I did not know already who Jarvis had this baby by, which I don't know, I know her street name, but I don't know her legal name, but it's not Annette. It's definitely not Annette, you guys, okay? But if you guys got that information or you want me to read the interrogation or the interview, text it to me, send it to me, and we'll come on here. And we might even come back on here later or whatever. And I'll be like, wow, yeah, you know, this person sent us this, and you guys listen to this. Because when I find it, I share with everybody. All right, you guys, peace. I'm going to get off of here. Thank you guys for make sure you guys like the live, whether you're a member or not, like the live when we come on, and get so you can get notification. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you then.